Let us see the principle of operation of induction motor. So before going to this principle, so let us see the construction briefly and we will move on to the principle. So as far as the induction motor construction is concerned, it has two parts. So one is stator and another one is rotor. So in stator, it holds three-phase winding and it will be connected like this, and the two ends of each windings are connected to the terminal box of the stator. So that means we have six terminal boxes, six terminals in the terminal box. Then coming to the rotor construction, it has two types. So one is squirrel cage rotor and another one is slip ring rotor. So the motor induction motor which uses squirrel cage rotor is called as a squirrel cage induction motor, and the motor which uses slip ring rotor is called as a slip ring induction motor. So coming to the construction of a squirrel cage rotor, so it is not having any winding. So instead of winding, the copper bars are placed in the slots, and at both ends it is permanently welded by means of end rings like this. So and another thing, these rotor bars, rotor slots are skewed some angle to avoid magnetic locking between the stator flux and the rotor flux. So because of this construction, we cannot add any external resistance to the rotor circuit in this case. Then coming to the construction of a slip ring induction motor rotor. So we are having windings, three-phase windings. So that will be connected like this, and either it will be connected in star or delta, and three ends are connected to these three slip rings. Right. So this is the construction of an induction motor. Then coming to the principle, we are giving three-phase supply to the stator of the induction motor. So due to the phase displacement of three phases R by P, so there is a rotating magnetic flux produced in the stator, which will be rotating in the speed of ns. So that is ns equal to 120 F by P. So this is the synchronous speed, or otherwise we can call this speed as a speed of the rotating magnetic field. So here F is the frequency of the supply, P is the number of poles of the motor. So the rotating magnetic flux is rotated in the stator with the speed of this one, that is ns equal to 120 F by P. Now what will happen if the speed is, the flux is rotating in the air gap between the stator and rotor. So this rotating magnetic field sweeps the rotor conductor. So as per Faraday's law of induction motor, Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, so the EMF will be induced in the rotor. Since the rotor is a short circuited, so the current will flow through the rotor. Now as per Lenz's law, the current will oppose the cause producing it. Here the cause is the speed difference between the rotating magnetic field and this rotor speed. Since the rotor is stationary and the rotating magnetic field is rotating in this speed 120 F by P. So there is a speed difference between these two. So because of this speed difference only, the current is produced in the rotor. So how this current opposes means it starts to rotate in the same direction of the rotating magnetic field, so that the rotor rotates. So that the rotor continuously rotates, it will try to catch the rotating magnetic field, but it is not able to catch it. The speed difference between this synchronous speed, that is rotating magnetic field, and actual speed. So there is a speed difference. So that difference is known as slip. The slip is nothing but ns minus n divided by ns into 100. This is percentage slip. So always the rotor is rotating less than the synchronous speed. If the rotor catches the synchronous speed, then the motor comes to rest. So in this way the induction motor works. For this, we can consider one small example. In olden days, we have horse cart. So if you are seeing that horse cart, one long stick will be there. So one end of the stick, some grass are tied, and that will be placed in the placed above the horse head. So that the grass is hanging in front of the grass is hanging in front of the horse, so that it will try to catch the grass, so that the horse moves, so that the cart rotates. But it is not able to catch it because if the horse moves, along with it, the grass is also moving, so that we are having the rotation or the horse cart moves. Similarly, here the rotor tried to catch the rotating magnetic field, but it is not able to catch it. If it catches, the rotor rotates. Similarly, if the horse catches the grass, then it will not move, so that horse cart will not rotate or will not move, right? There it is a linear motion, here it is a rotational motion. So this is the best example for the principle of induction motor, right? So because of this rugged construction, this induction motor finds many applications in industries, right? Thank you.